The Jake Asman Show will begin shortly. Thanks to all these great Patreon members who help support the show. Get your super chats ready. Jake will be here in just a moment. If you love the New York Jets, this is the place to be. And now, the Jake Asman Show.
Happy birthday to Aaron Glenn. The New York Jets reward Glenn with a birthday present. They lock up two cornerstones on both sides of the ball. We'll talk about the latest with that and much more. Training camp is officially under a week. It's the Jake Asman Show. Nick Faria joins us. Let's hit it and get it started.
Man, our Jets are primed to win another offseason, baby. We bleed Jets green each and every day. Will the playoff drought finally end? Kings of the offseason, baby. This is what we do. At least we have Garrett Wilson. We have Brees Hall. Please subscribe and hit the like button below. Super chat, baby. Cut the line. We have Sauce Gardner. We have Quinn Williams. Prepare to be underdogs. Now it's time to talk all things New York Jets. It's the Jake Asman Show.
Here we go, here on a Wednesday. Welcome in, everybody. The New York Jets have locked up Sauce Gardner. They have locked up Garrett Wilson, and today it is Aaron Glenn's birthday. So happy birthday to AG. He turns 53 years old, and let's hope this is the best year of his life because that would greatly benefit us as Jet fans. With that said, let's say hello right now to Jets beat reporter for JetsXFactor.com, Nick Faria, who joins us in his weekly spot. What's up, Nick? Happy Wednesday to you.
Happy Wednesday, Jake. Great to be back on.
So the Jets have officially locked up both Sauce and Garrett. Your thoughts on it happening now? Were you expecting Garrett to be first? It felt like there was so much Sauce momentum, and then seemingly, wow, here's Garrett Wilson signing his deal before Sauce. Let's break down all angles of it. Let's just start with your initial reaction to both signings.
This is a no-brainer. I mean, really, you have two cornerstone players for the franchise, the organization, a brand new general manager, brand new head coach. The best way to bring the fan base together, bring the entire locker room together, is by making sure the best players are extended for the long term. So both players, their contracts go until 2030. They're going to be close to 30 years old by that time. That is a perfect deal. The market price, $30 million for both. Very, very fair. Some people will say that Garrett Wilson was a little bit overpaid. When you look at the price of receivers only growing, Terry McLaurin needs a new deal. There's going to be other receivers that need new deals. The baseline for this is that they paid Garrett Wilson fair market value. And, of course, with Sauce Gardner, he was always going to be the highest paid corner in the NFL. The only question was, will it be before or after some of these other guys were paid? The Jets showed they were willing to wait a little bit to make him the highest paid player. At the position, highest paid defensive back in NFL history, all of that, again, very, very fair. I think most people, at least some people, were surprised the Garrett Wilson deal got done first because of the fact that no one really knew where the market price would be for him. Was he a guy that could be paid around Jalen Waddle, Devontae Smith money, or was he more A.J. Brown, C.D. Lamb type? That was kind of the debate. No one really knew where to put him exactly. And look at ESPN's rankings. ESPN had their top 10 rankings. They have Garrett Wilson in the top 10, but if you look further into it, a lot of people had him unranked. So there was sort of a split mindset on where to put him for that particular ranking, and of course across the rest of the league at wide receiver. Sauce Gardner was a lot easier. $30 million, $30.1 million. That is the safe bet. You were going to beat Derek Stingley. The question was by how much? $0.1 million will certainly do that. It was a no-brainer decision for the Jets. It was something they needed to do. Gardner and Wilson now locked up for the long term. That is how good franchises operate. The Jets, again, showing potential that they are starting to turn the corner with this new regime.
Do you believe that once they locked up Garrett, which many thought was the more difficult contract to try and negotiate, they almost had to then get something done with Sauce? Like, it couldn't just be Garrett and not pay Sauce. You had to either pay both or neither if you were going to get, if you were at that point going to get Garrett done?
Yeah, I think I said, I think I told Boyd Green, I was like, yeah, it's a foregone conclusion that Sauce is going to be paid that kind of money, to begin with. And it was one of those things where the minute that Wilson signed the contract, I said, okay, it's going to be what, 24, 48 hours before Sauce lands his deal. They were always going to get this done before training camp. The minute they got Wilson done, I said, okay, the Sauce deal is going to be imminent. This is going to happen. Everyone should be celebrating and ready to go.
Hit the like button if you're just tuning in. Jets reporter Nick Faria with us here as we react to some great Jet news. Positive Jet news, baby. We're not used to that. Nice to have it with training camp officially underway. Less than a week until the Jets will be at their facility. Veterans report 1 week from yesterday, and a week from today will be the first on-field practice for the 2025 season. Ladies and gentlemen, let's break down more of this contract. But first, I want to share a giveaway announcement in honor of Aaron Glenn's 53rd birthday. At the end of the second stream today, we will give away a signed Aaron Glenn jersey. It's the throwback kind, the kind that Aaron Glenn wore when he first was in the league. So if you want a chance to win this jersey, you got this show and the second show today to enter by gifting a channel membership or sending in a $10 super chat or higher. And congrats to JT, who won a Nick Mangold signed jersey last week. He is the first to enter the Aaron Glenn signed jersey raffle. Nick, as far as the structure of these deals, what are your thoughts on the fact that they don't kick in until after the conclusion of both players' rookie deals?
That is very standard across the National Football League, and it's one of the big reasons why the Jets needed to get a deal done earlier in the process. And when I say earlier, I mean before the start of the 2025 season. That's exactly what they did. But when you have those extra years, they essentially get added on. So it's not just a 4-year extension. It's essentially a 6-year deal worth however much. I think it's like 140, 150 in totality moving forward. So it's an easier way for the Jets to spread out the salary cap, spread out the cap hits to make it more manageable for the organization. It's important to remember, we say that Garrett Wilson's being paid an average of $32.5 million annually. That's not exactly the case because his cap hits are going to be different every single year. That would be my assumption. They're not going to pay him 32.5 for 4 years. It's going to be broken down in a way where there's going to be a larger cap hit towards the end of that deal, and then you can sort of move that around with restructures and dummy years and all that complex stuff. But essentially, being able to get this deal done with 2 more years on the contract allows you to spread out those cap hits, allows you to be more flexible, and it gives you the opportunity to be aggressive in free agents. It's a big reason why a lot of these teams that are in title contention do this sort of thing. You look at the Dallas Cowboys, a clear example of what not to do in those situations. Because with Dak Prescott, they wait until they have to give him the deal. And now he is counting, $40, $50 million in terms of cap hits. His average is $60 million. The price for him is ballooned out of epic proportions. It's really unsustainable for Dallas to continue to operate this way as an organization. And it's a big reason why they can't get out of the second round of the NFL playoffs. The Jets have to prove they can get to the playoffs first, of course, but by allowing themselves the flexibility to give Wilson and Gardner these kinds of contracts and give them those 2 extra years of flexibility will allow them to bolster the team in a big way over the next couple of seasons.
When you look at just the idea of some fans out there being concerned about paying Sauce, what would you say to those that say, well, he's coming off a year that was not nearly as good as his first 2, or are we sure we want to make him the highest paid corner in the league? What do you say to those fans who are worried about this deal?
Sauce Gardner, let's be honest. Sauce Gardner did not have his best year. I think we all can agree on that. It was a down year for him. A down year for Sauce Gardner is a Pro Bowl caliber season for every other cornerback, maybe outside of Patrick Surtain. Let's be real about this. He is one of the best defensive players in the NFL, if not the best cornerback in the National Football League. That is not changing. And yeah, there were some things that need to be addressed. He needs to make sure that he doesn't get flagged as much as he did last season. I believe he set a career high in penalties committed during the 2025 season. But you want to see the interception total increase. You want to see his tackling improve. But there are very few corners in the NFL that are as locked down as he is over the course of an entire season. Listen, I've said this before. If you're building a championship roster, you need to secure 5 positions more than any others. And one of those is the starting cornerback position. The Jets have one of the best. Do they need a quarterback? Yes. Do we need to figure out what you've got in your offensive line? Of course. but a starting wide receiver and a starting corner are two building blocks to build a championship contender. Other problems still persist, but they've secured at least two of the biggest issues other teams around the league have.
My big thing is, if we're not going to trust Aaron Glenn's football acumen to evaluate Sauce Gardner and feel that he's worth paying, then what are we doing here? You know what I mean? Like, we've already seen Sauce be the best corner in the league twice. Last year, he was not that level of player, but he was still pretty good relative to the other corners at his position. And your head coach is a former great corner whose expertise is on defense. So if Glenn feels like, yeah, I want to pay Sauce, then guess what? I trust Aaron Glenn's football acumen that Sauce Gardner is going to get back to what we saw his first 2 years, and last year was probably an outlier at a position that's incredibly difficult to play.
What I don't get with a lot of the people, and again, I say people, I think it's a small group, but what I don't understand from these people is they look at a down year and say, oh, that's actually the norm. That is what we should expect from Sauce Gardner, even though 2 prior seasons, he showed elite coverage skills, elite lockdown man cornerback skills. And again, 2 years to 1. Which one is the outlier? Which one is the barometer? I think the all-pro years are kind of the normal for him, the norm for him. So the way that I look at Sauce Gardner is the way that I look at any elite cornerback, where if he gets beat once, people are going to be on him and overly critical and saying he's not worth the deal, he's not worth this, he's not worth that. Derek Stingley had a great year last year. Patrick Surtain was Defensive Player of the Year. All these guys are great talents. They still got beat, and it wasn't just once or twice. Cornerbacks get beat. It just happens. Question is, do you have a guy that can win just as much as he loses? And the Jets have that kind of player. And when you have that kind of player, you give him that kind of money. It is just that simple. You can sit here and try and play, well, he's not Darrelle Revis. You shouldn't be paying him that kind of money. But that's the market nowadays. You're not paying someone to be the Darrelle Revis of this era. You're paying him to be Sauce Gardner. And Sauce Gardner, at his highest potential, can be one of the best defensive players in the National Football League.
As far as Garrett Wilson goes, what level of receiver do you think he is in the league? I think talent-wise, he's as good as any. I think he could be top 5 guy in the league. He hasn't had the right quarterback around him. He hasn't had the best play calling around him, but now he's got Justin Fields throwing to him. So what are your thoughts on Garrett Wilson and what he is now going forward as one of the better receivers in the league?
Oh, yeah. I mean, the potential is top 5 without a doubt. He's a guy that can get open, absolutely destroys in man coverage. Really, really great wide receiver. There are some interesting things, I would say, that came out of ESPN's article. The fact that Garrett Wilson's sort of all over the field. He doesn't play within structure. I found that pretty interesting. And maybe it sort of opens up the possibility of explaining what happened between him and Aaron Rodgers. I don't know. I don't want to speculate, but it's an interesting question to have moving forward. But yes, the potential is there for Garrett Wilson to be one of the best receivers in the National Football League. I think he is well on that way to establishing that. I mean, some of the catches he makes, you look at this one here on the highlight against New England, just an unbelievable ball player. When he's in man coverage, he's going to win his matchup consistently. He is the kind of guy you build an offense around. And it's kind of interesting to think, I mean, you have these conversations, what was it, 2-3 years ago when they were in their rookie years. Garrett Wilson was seen as the really nice player, but Breece Hall was kind of the focal point before he got hurt. People were talking about Breece Hall being the future star of the Jets offense, and that has kind of flipped. So an interesting thing to look at moving forward. Garrett Wilson, clearly the number 1 receiver, clearly the focus for this offense moving forward. Absolutely worth the kind of contract that he has been given because, again, in a couple of years, he's going to be, 10th, maybe 12th in terms of the highest paid receivers in the National Football League. The price is only going up for everyone, so you want to get these deals done now before you have to pay the Jamar Chases of the world $40 million.
I just think Garrett Wilson has proven to be quarterback-proof through his first 3 years. You look at his contract, and by the time it kicks in, I think it's going to be one of the more team-friendly deals in the NFL if Garrett continues his level of production. Because you look at receivers, there's a guy making over $40 million a season now. That means it's only going to keep going and going over the next several years, and Garrett's deal does not kick in for another 2. You brought up Terry McLaurin. The reason why you paid Garrett early So with a new regime coming in, it's not a huge distraction like what's going on with Washington when they're seemingly all in to try and win a Super Bowl. You pay these guys early. You make it clear that they are your priority. And now you feel like you have two leaders, both sides of the ball, building blocks, cornerstones for your team. To me, the Garrett deal is even more of a no-brainer than the Sauce deal because I truly believe in the character, and I've seen Garrett Wilson in the worst possible situation still thrive. So I feel like better coaching, maybe Fields and him reestablish that chemistry. He's going to have the best season of his career this season coming up if he's healthy.
I think the other piece to it, we talk about McLaurin. I thought breaking down the contract situation, breaking down both players and what they've had to deal with, it's very, very similar. I mean, McLaurin's played with, I think, 8-9 quarterbacks throughout his career. It's an absurd amount. And he's been as consistent as any other receiver in the NFL. Garrett Wilson has dealt with 7 quarterbacks, and he's been even more productive than Terry McLaurin. So he was absolutely worth this contract. And again, you mentioned it before, Jake, the distractions that come into training camp. Did you want to have Garrett Wilson not have the kind of contract, be upset that he didn't get a contract done before the start of training camp, and sort of have that fester in over the first couple of weeks, fester in into the month of August, maybe even early September? Of course not, because then you have what Washington's dealing with. Listen, the Washington Commanders brought in Deebo Samuel, and everyone's saying, oh, this Commanders team, they can compete for a Super Bowl. They can do this, they can do that. Deebo Samuel is not a number one wide receiver anymore. The numbers, the tape, it all shows it. McLaurin is a true number one wide receiver. Are they hoping that McLaurin just shows up and does his due diligence so he earns another contract extension at 31 where there's no issue whatsoever? Of course not. This is a massive problem in Washington that could absolutely keep them from reaching their goals, whether it be a playoff appearance in year 2 of this regime or even the Super Bowl. So the Jets securing and sort of erasing all possible distractions is something that they needed to do and shows that this organization has the pulse of what is the problem for the team moving forward.
Hit the like button if you're just joining us. Make sure you are a subscriber to the channel. Happy birthday to Jets head coach Aaron Glenn. If you tuned in late, giving away a signed Aaron Glenn jersey on the show today. Gift a channel membership to be entered in that. If you don't win, guess what? You got a chance to win the following prizes. In our weekly raffle, we're targeting either Friday or Saturday for that. Bill Parcells signed helmet, Aaron Glenn signed helmet, and Rex Ryan signed photo are your top prizes in this week's Asmaniac weekly raffle. Comments, questions, super chats, they cut the line with Nick. Huge shout out to everyone who joined the Patreon. Big shout out to Rob Daniels, who edited his membership from monthly to the entire year. Rob, you now have 10 raffle entries in the weekly raffle by doing exactly that. Anyone who signs up for the year, that is included in your membership, patreon.com/Jake Asman Show. Get in the Discord because, man, the Discord was popping on the program last night. So I don't know if you heard the news, Nick, but Bobby Midnight now has a job. He is now an employee of Wendy's in Brattleboro, Vermont. So give it up for Robert Woodruff, everybody.
Well done. Congratulations.
And in honor of Bobby's big accomplishment, Nick, I want you to know that yesterday, while watching the MLB All-Star Game, I enjoyed a Frosty in Bobby's honor.
That's amazing.
Congrats to Bobby Midnight. And get in the Discord if you want more funny photos. Some of them I can't even show on the air because they're so insane. With that said, if you have a question for Nick, write it in. And if you have anything you want to respond to that we've said, write it in and we will put it up on the show. Steven writes in, interesting question here. Are we worried at all about how Houston and Cleveland impacted second-rounders signing their rookie deals? I was hoping Mason Taylor would be signed before the pads come on.
Yeah, again, and I do want to preface that a lot of teams are dealing with this right now. I think 30 of 32 second-round picks are unsigned at this point. Clearly an issue around the league, and it comes down to just guaranteed money. So, yeah, the impact is there. Do I think it's something that will affect the long-term health and the future of the Jets and how they handle draft picks? No. I think eventually they will get Mason Taylor signed. He will eventually start practicing. If that means that he has to start the 2025 season sort of in a rotational role, rotational spot, then so be it. I still think the potential is there for him to be second on the team in targets, second on the team in yards, and all that kind of stuff by the end of the 2025 campaign. So it just comes down to timing they absolutely could get something done. We've got a full week ahead before rookies report. And once we get to that point, we can further establish what exactly is the holdup for some of these things. So it's just a matter of the preference for Mason Taylor. He wants the guaranteed money. Yeah, I can't really blame him considering we're in the NFL and it's a physical sport. So it's just a matter of timing, and I do believe this will eventually get done.
I think ultimately it will get done, and this is not a Jet problem as you're talking about. Yeah. It's all the other teams in the league dealing with it. But it will become a thing if he's not there and misses, let's say a week, because this is a rookie that is not your typical rookie from the standpoint of he's going to be a factor, we believe, in the offense right away. Like there's a role for him to potentially be the second or third leading pass catcher on the team if all goes well. Like they're tight end driven. Fields loves throwing to tight ends, and the Jets themselves have raved about Mason Taylor. They've used a top 42 pick on the guy, so they obviously believe in him. And
listen, they were right to do so. I mean, he was a player that a lot of teams were high on going into the draft. So, look, I mean, you miss a week. It certainly hurts for any rookie in camp because you're learning an offense, you're putting the pads on. All these things need to be included. He does have NFL pedigree, so he is prepared. He should be prepared for what training camp is about to be. He has the production in college. He had a great career at LSU. And again, like I said, do I think that this could hurt him at the beginning of the year? Sure. If he misses a week, 2 weeks, it could very well push his timeline back where he's competing with Jeremy Ruckert, Stone Smart for playing time within the first 4 or 5 weeks. And then once he gets acclimated, you'll see him on the field more towards the end of the year. This was always a long-term plan. Mason Taylor, obviously a second-round pick. You want to see him produce early, but then also produce over the late stages of his career. I look at this and I say, but this is more about the NFL needing to change their CBA more so than the Jets needing to give the kind of contract that Mason Taylor wants. That's essentially what this is. It's a more complex issue than just Mason Taylor missing camp.
I just think it's once again the Houston Texans screwing other teams. They spend wildly. They increase the AAV on all their players they extended, including Derek Stingley making $5 million more than any corner has, going from I think Horn was at 25, then Stingley went to 30. Nick Caserio just doesn't care about other teams in the league. He's just spending wildly.
Don't forget the Browns either in this. That comment mentioned the Browns as well, giving Deshaun Watson a fully guaranteed contract with all the problems that he was having. It was a absolute shock, and we now know that the NFL colluded with their owners to make sure that no other player would get that kind of contract ever again, particularly around Lamar Jackson as a restricted free agent. The Ravens didn't want anything to be ruined. No one really wanted to touch Lamar Jackson because essentially there was an unwritten rule about this. So the collusion efforts around these two teams are insanity, to say the least.
At least we're not the Bengals, right, Jack? Good comment here. Bengals can't even sign their first-round pick. Yeah, Cincinnati is such a mess. They're haggling over some stipulation in the contract that every other team seemingly is fine with allowing status quo, and a team that desperately needs defensive players because their defense stunk last year and cost them a trip to the postseason. They can't even get their first-round pick signed. Who's a guy that needs all the reps he can get? He was a developmental guy coming out of Texas A&M.
The Bengals are the Bengals. This is just who they are. They don't want to pay anybody. They essentially had to be forced by their quarterback to pay his talent around him. This is what bad teams do. This is what bad teams that are comfortable with being bad teams do. The Jets are not comfortable being bad. That's why they've gone out and made these big payments. They've gone out in free agency, have signed big players. Whether it's worked, whether it hasn't, they are trying. They are throwing. They are rolling the dice every single year. The Bengals say, hey, we have Joe Burrow. We'll win regardless. Who cares about the defense? Who cares about this? We'll average 35 points a game, and we'll lose 42-35. That's just who they are.
It's crazy that they can't get Shamar Stewart signed. God bless. Mother effing Chew is a channel member now. He joins the Aaron Glenn signed jersey raffle. We're combining all memberships across this show and the second show today in honor of AG's birthday. And one Jet fan, one Asmaniac, will win an Aaron Glenn signed jersey.
We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
Let's go. How about this super chat from Jersey Jets? Incredibly kind. Thank you for all the great Jet content and the entertainment. Jersey Jets, you're in the raffle for 5 with this. Appreciate your tremendous support here. Let's go. Phone lines are open. If you want to call into the show, we will get to your busy calls coming up. I'm concerned about Beastbreaker, though, Nick. He writes in, I got a pounding headache. What would you recommend for Beast?
Ibuprofen. Absolutely.
You think so?
Nice and easy. Take a nap. Ibuprofen. Some water. It'll work out.
Chicken Jenkins wants to know, Nick, will you be watching the Big Cho show?
I have no idea what that is.
Oh, you will soon. You will soon. Nick, as training camp is less than a week away, what is the biggest thing that you want to see early on in the Aaron Glenn era here that would be a positive sign for you?
Offensive line. I want to see them moving this Jets defensive line. I want to see them running the football effectively and showing that physicality. Because if they're able to do that against a defensive line that I think will be a little bit underrated this season, Jets offense is going to be a lot better than people think. They are at least going to be more enjoyable to watch than in the last few years. So the offensive line is a big one for me. And then also, talk about those edge rushers. I mean, those edge rushers are a big point for me. Wanting to see some additional pass rush, get those skills ready to go. Get the trenches going. I always want to see the trenches more than just the passing and see which player dominates against Sauce or which one does this, which one does that. Love seeing the trench play early on in training camp.
Justin Fields, what do you expect to see early on from him?
Well, it's a big one for him. He needs to show the consistency that is required for him, and that's kind of his biggest issue, both in Chicago and in Pittsburgh. And it's one of those things where he needs to show he can be more decisive with his reads, and when he's more decisive, he can be a better quarterback. If he finds that consistency, if he finds that decisiveness, I think the Jets are going to be in a pretty good spot with their passing game. If he doesn't, I think it could be very similar to what Pittsburgh and Chicago had to deal with.
So it feels like it's Garrett Wilson, Josh Reynolds. Who's the third wide receiver in your eyes entering camp?
I think probably Lazard at this point. Again, that could change, though. Arian Smith, Malachi Corley, these guys, were dealing with issues during mandatory camp, so we had to sort of wait and see what they look like. Corley, of course, did not play really at all during off-season workouts, and it was noted by the coaching staff. So seeing these two players, these young players, if they can produce, I'm sure the Jets would love an excuse to play some of their young talent over a veteran like Lazard, a veteran like Reynolds. So those are question marks to have. But right now, I think Lazard is probably number 3. I would say maybe Tyler Johnson's 4, and then 5 and 6 right now, a competition between Corley and Arian Smith.
I don't think Corley makes the team.
Look, it's too early for me to give that kind of prediction before seeing the pads come on. But if he does not produce, if he does not stand out in a positive way through the first few weeks of camp, there is an argument to be made that he does not make the roster.
I just don't see the path for him to make the roster.
And again, we say that we don't see the path. If he produces with the pads on, of course they will open up a spot for him. They will lovingly open their arms and say, great, a third-round pick producing, this is exactly what we're looking for. But it's a big question mark. It's a massive, massive question mark.
PBM says the Bengals should trade Burrow to the Jets.
I think it would cost Sauce Garrett 10 first-round picks, a minority stake in the organization, and half of the sales that come from MetLife Stadium. I think that will be what the Bengals would take for a deal with Burrow.
If we're just throwing out things that will never happen, Margot Robbie should go on a date with me.
Hey, did you see the new Superman?
I have not seen it yet, but Mike Francesa told me it was bad, so I don't know if I'm going to see it now.
Francesa doesn't know what he's talking about. It's a great movie. It's a fantastic movie, a fantastic universe builder. Corin Sweat was great. Brosnahan was great. Everyone was great, and it honestly surprised me how much I actually liked that movie. It
really?
Surprised me.
But there was a super dog in it. What's that?
What's wrong with a super dog? You don't like dogs?
I don't know. That's what Mike said. I'm just listening to his review.
But that's the thing. Like, what's Francesa complaining about? The fact that there's a dog?
There were too many other superheroes in the movie. He didn't like that. He wanted just to focus on Superman. He wanted Lois Lane just to flirt with Superman and call it a day.
I can't disagree more with Francesa than I am right now. I think it's a trash review, and he's not giving the movie its due credit.
I heard it was just 2 hours of him getting just his ass beat. Superman.
Again, not true. He has his moments where he has to struggle and he has to go through that. But he also shows the humanity in that movie, and Man of Steel did not. I prefer to have my Superman have a central grounding to him that makes him more endearing.
All right, so Nick believes Superman was a great film. That's big time. Ladies and gentlemen, Nick Faria, not just a Jets beat reporter, but also a superhero movie reviewer. Keep that in mind. Comments, questions, super chats. They cut the line. Let's squeeze in at least one call with you, Nick, and then I know you got to run, so we will say goodbye. And batting leadoff today is none other than the great Kyle Cliff. Where's his intro? I can't find it. Damn it. Dude, I'm so annoyed with StreamYard. They moved everything around. I can't find intros. Kyle, sorry. I'll play it on the way out of here. You're up next.
Oh, how are you, gentlemen?
Good to see you, man.
Jake, how you doing in that apartment? You look like you're sweltering a little bit.
I'm struggling, but I did find your intro, so let's do this properly. Everyone erase the last 10 seconds. Let's try this again. Nick, we're going to the phones. Kyle Clifton is first up today.
The fans don't want to see you suffer, Jake.
It is just ridiculously hot in this apartment constantly. Got the fans on me. Doesn't seem to work. I have air conditioning, but New York City air conditioning is a joke.
Maybe Alan. He might want to see it, but
yeah,
that's about it.
The feeling is mutual, though, so it's fine.
So I think that what Nick was saying, and there's a lot of truth to it, is what this does is it gives the Jets clarity, right? I think they're going to be carrying quite a bit of cap space over into to next year, but I also think they have room for one impact player, and I think that Muji and Glenn are quite in tune with what their needs are. The fans see it. I'm sure that they see it because they see it every day. We could use some help in the wide receiver room. We could use some help along the defensive line, both interior and on the edge. Maybe another body for depth at the OL. And I think guys will shake loose. So we might be able to bring in another impact guy that can help us. I think that they think that we're close to a playoff team now, rightly or wrongly. If things fall their way, if Fields plays well, if we can implement the running game to the extent that we think we can. It's just a matter of being patient and waiting for the guy that you don't expect to shake loose come end of August. I don't know if, a guy like Jawan Jennings or like, some of the other names that we've mentioned are in the cards for us. I don't think that kind of spending is going to be warranted this year. But the flexibility that Nick was talking about is going to help us as soon as next year compete not only for a playoff spot, but compete in the AFC. And I want to hear your guys' thoughts on that.
Yeah, I agree.
All right.
That's how you have.
There's nothing to argue about, guys.
The other piece to it is, you don't want to spend on a wide receiver 2 this year because you don't know if Justin Fields can actually develop into that kind of quarterback. He hasn't.
I think that personally that they would rather draft a wide receiver.
Of course, you always want that, so you have him on the rookie deal. But even bringing in another veteran, and giving him a new deal, you need to make sure you're going to throw him the football to give him that kind of value. And Fields hasn't shown he can at this point. Give him this year to show it, and then you can sort of readjust that decision-making process going into the following offseason.
They're being realists about the type of offense this is going to be and the impact that a number two would have in it. I appreciate your time, guys.
Kyle, great call. I do think they feel like they can be a playoff team, but if Fields is legit, you know what I mean? Like they have talent to be a playoff team. They have the O-line. They have enough key players on defense to be respectable, if not a top 10 unit there, I think is possible. It will come down to the play of Justin Fields and how they design the offense around Fields' running ability and how that opens up Breece, Braylon, Isaiah Davis, etc.
Always. And again, quarterback can, you can carry a quarterback for a lot of success, but you need to make sure that he can win you a few games here and there. Fields has not shown that throughout his career to this point, but he's growing. He's improving. And if he improves enough, if he takes that leap this year, the Jets can be a lot better than people expect.
Nick, appreciate you hopping on as always, my friend.
I appreciate it. Thanks, Jake.
Nick Faria, weekly spot, covers the Jets for Jets X Factor. Good stuff from him. Phone lines open. You earn a raffle ticket when you call in. Now until the start of training camp, little listener appreciation. Giving away this jersey at the end of our second stream today. So it's a big giveaway. Your chance to win a signed Aaron Glenn jersey. Why Aaron Glenn? Well, happy birthday to AG. Turns 53 years old today. 1 week, less than a week now, until his first training camp as the head coach of the New York Jets. How about the Austrian Jet fan? He's back with a bang. A 5 spot of channel memberships. Another 5 spot of channel memberships. 10 memberships gifted by the Austrian Jet fan. Yeah.
We are mama way.
The following 5 people are now channel members, and then another 5 people became channel members. Elmo Jets fan, Kevin Maldonado, Joe Baxter, NY Jets superfan, and Derek Blaney. But wait, here are the other 5. Ben 44, Bo M, Rep NY, Franco Agostini, and Luke Gordon, all receiving a channel membership. All right, before we get back to your calls, let's get to the Azie Awards, baby. That's right. They started yesterday. We had not one, but 2 awesome categories that the people voted on. The first show of the day featured the Rumble of the Year. Congratulations to Gary and Dave Briga. The famous or infamous moon landing debate took home the top prize. And it's fitting because you know what today is? Today is a very, very specific anniversary in our great country's history. Today is the anniversary of this. The Neil Armstrong cover of Life magazine. That's right. We went to the moon. We started the journey to the moon on this day 56 years ago. That's when we won the space race. But Gary doesn't believe it. He doesn't believe in achievement. We know Dave Briga certainly does. So that was the first award yesterday, and it's fitting given the anniversary of that magazine coming out is actually today. The second award yesterday, the best hair. It went to Rick Kent in overtime. We needed overtime to award an Azie Award. Rick Kent narrowly defeated Ricky NY to win that, so congrats to Rick. And that brings us to today's first Azie Award that you will vote on, the Need More Calls Award. That's right. These 4 Asmaniacs are great when they call in. The problem is they don't call in enough. So it's time for everyone to vote. Check the YouTube poll because, ladies and gentlemen, the Azie Awards, they start right now.
It's time for the Azie Awards. Gotta get through Jets off season. Who's gonna win? Who's gonna lose? These Asmaniac callers are legends. It's up to the chat. It's your time to vote. You gotta decide who's better. Asmaniacs drive the Jake Asman Show. That's why we gotta have these Azie Awards.
Let's go. Vote, vote, vote. Only one can win the Azie Award. And on our second show today, just to look ahead, biggest pot stirrer, biggest prankster will be voted on. J-Quest, NY Jets Florida Ted, Bobby Midnight, and Thunderlips all up for that award. It will be magical, so get ready. because I'm looking forward to it. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, this guy has not called our show in what feels like an eternity. He's back. He looks great. Phenom is on the line. Hello, Phenom. Where have you been?
Hey, what's up, Jake?
I got word that the Jets actually killed you. I was very concerned.
No, I'm here, man. Just need to take a break, get some things straight. That's it. Great show. How are you?
I'm great, Phenom. We missed you around here. I mean, you were in Asmaniac Madness. I don't even know if you ever even called in. I don't even know if you were in Asmaniac Madness in March.
Oh wow. Well, I'm here now. I can't
Good
make
to have
it
you back.
fast. So wow, this offseason could be great. I'm not going to get as hyped as I was last year. But if we can stop the run, then we'll have we can then rush the passer. So we'll see what that looks like. The offense on paper, it looks good, but it looked good last year too. Can the offensive line, come up to snuff? We'll see. All questions to be answered. We're getting ready to hit training camp, so it's gonna take off in a little while, man.
Phenom, we need you at a watch party. You can come to the Jets-Giants one on August 16th. We need you there.
I'll be in the place.
Bring Mrs. Phenom.
I'll show my face, of course.
Love it.
So, how's everything, man? How's your people?
People are doing well. It's been an interesting summer trying to do the show when there really hasn't been a whole lot happening until the last 2 days. We finally got these big extensions seemingly out of nowhere.
Good stuff. We want to develop our players. I mean, we want to draft our players. We want to develop our players and then pay those guys. If you're not going to, put extensions on Garrett Wilson or, Sauce, then what is this thing all about? So hopefully some more guys will emerge. The defensive line will play better. We got a shot, man. We got a shot.
Love it. Phenom, good to get you back on the show. Call back soon, all right?
You got it, buddy. Take care.
Phenom checking in from the Bronx, one of the great Jet fans that has been a long time listener of the show. And Kyle Clifton wrote it in. He missed the Asmaniac Madness. We had Clifton versus Phenom in the opening round. What a tournament Asmaniac Madness was, huh? Crazy. Comments, questions, super chats, cut the line. You heard me mention the watch party. Jets Giants, August 16th, T Squared Social. See you there. Let's go. Our first watch party of the year, the Jets and the Giants. We're headed back to T Squared Social, August 16th. It is a 7 p.m. kickoff. 6:30, the party will start. Tickets are just $18. It includes one Friday beer, one green tea shot, and a raffle ticket. We'll do a Jets merch and Jets ticket raffle at halftime of the game. When you get a ticket, you get 5 tickets in our weekly raffle whenever you do it. So lock in your spot. The more people that buy tickets, the more revenue we have to make the raffle at halftime as epic as possible. August 16th. Let's go, baby. Jets, Giants, Jets backups versus Jackson Dart. What's better than that? And get this, I think the Jets are actually going to play their starters in that game too. Maybe not that long, but certainly we're going to see some guys play, I believe. I think Aaron Glenn's going to be running this training camp and preseason a lot differently than how things have been done the last couple of years with Salah. It's a much younger team. You got a lot of new players. You got a new coaching staff, new systems in place. I think they're going to want some live reps beyond just joint practices and Jets versus Jets in training camp. So I'm looking forward to that. Some of the prizes for that incredible watch party raffle. How about this signed Breece Hall jersey frame? Comes with the certificates of authentication. We got that. We got 2 tickets to a Jets-Panthers game in the Asmaniac section with us. Going to be giving away a Wayne Corbett jersey, an Aaron Glenn signed jersey. Check it out, folks. Lock in your ticket if you plan on coming. It's cheaper to do it in advance. Only $18. And once again, you get a free beer, a free shot, and you're automatically entered in that raffle you heard me talking about. More calls right now. Dominic is on the line. What's up, Dominic?
What's up, Jake? How you doing, man?
Good, man. How are you?
Not too bad. Happy birthday, Aaron Glenn, first off. And then second off, I agree with Nick. The Superman movie was good. But I also see Francesca's point, too. He did get beat up a lot. He did. The aspect of what I liked about it, though, is they made Superman vulnerable and they humanized him a little bit in that. And I think that was kind of key to do when you had the previous movies that didn't do it justice. But it was based greatly off of this graphic novel, All-Star Superman, which has Crypto Dog in it, so he's part of the comic world. Same with the robots that Francesco was complaining about. It's all a part of the comic universe. So I understand what Francesco was saying, certainly, but definitely the movie itself was pretty fun. I give it like an 8 out of 10. They could have done a little bit better in certain regards to things.
It's pretty good. I honestly just thought Mike's review of it was hilarious because
it was
talks about non-sports things. Like I just think that's when he's he's not trying to be funny and he's legitimately hilarious when he's just talking about things that are completely out of his realm. So I just got a kick out of the review, and that's why it went so viral too.
But he cuts to the point to it too. From a casual viewer's standpoint, I completely understand, empathize, and sympathize with him on both levels of it all, because it's like if you're just going there to watch Superman beat some ass and be Superman, then yeah, you're missing that. You don't even get too much of the Clark Kent dynamic, which I think is a key component of Superman too. You only see him as Clark Kent like twice, and that's it. And so it doesn't really help that matter either. So I agree with it. I thought the review was good. I just think the movie was good though too at the same time. So
I will get to it at some point. It'll probably be something I stream though. I never go to the movie theaters anymore.
Once in a great while, like I'll make a point to go see movies that I'm really Superman was one I was intrigued to see. The Wes Anderson movie I just saw a couple weeks ago. That's been it. I don't go to the movies that often either, so it's really got to carry me over there to do it. But yeah, that's basically it. I don't have any other Jets take besides happy birthday, Aaron Glenn.
We know we've reached peak off season when the calls about Superman and wishing the head coach happy birthday.
I know, right? It's like what's next here? We got to be working on here for the review.
6 days from now, we'll have actual news.
Yes.
So I'm looking forward to it.
I'm digging it, man. I'm digging it. Good stuff, though, Jake.
Dominic, appreciate your calls as always. Good job. Get you in the raffle for one with that. Bang Mateo checks in. The only superhero movie I liked was Dark Knight and Watchmen. Bang. Dark Knight is one of the greatest movies of all time. But come on. You're going to tell me that Avengers wasn't a good movie? Or Iron Man? Or any of the Spider-Man movies with Tobey Maguire? Even the Tom Holland ones are pretty good. And I think Andrew Garfield's a very good Spider-Man too, by the way. Maybe not the best movies, but his performance was good. Come on. Bang. Your takes even beyond football stink. Michael says, hope you're using the coasters. I am, Michael. Did you see my note to you? I need you and your daughter's t-shirt size and address so I could send you some merch as a thank you for the gifts. I tried to reach out to you on Discord and email, so just respond on either, and I will get some stuff sent out as soon as possible. Appreciate what you gave me at the Yankee meetup, man. It's very cool. I have the Jake Asman and Asmaniac LED signs displayed on my TV stand with some other signed Jet stuff I got there, so really appreciate it. Rick Kent says Tom Holland greater than Tobey Maguire. I'm going to be loyal to Tobey, but I think Holland's excellent too. I do think Holland plays a great Spider-Man. Man with the Jets tattoo is on the line. Hello, man with the Jets tattoo.
Hey, Jake, how you doing?
I'm fantastic. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. I am so friggin' excited about these two signings. This is like bizarro Jets to me. They're doing everything it's like George Costanza. You do everything the opposite and it works. But they're doing everything the opposite that they've done in the past with this core of players that they're signing. I mean, if we can get Simpson or AVT or maybe both of them, man, as long as Justin Fields is okay, we are going to be set. The only thing I was wondering is, what do you think with all these signings now Quincy Williams is thinking?
Well, Quincy's going into the last year of his deal.
Right.
He's coming off a down year compared to what he was in 2023. I don't know if the Jets have approached him about an extension. Maybe that's something that you negotiate in season if he's having a good year. That said, since they already paid Sherwood, there is a real chance that Quincy's not on this team next year because they don't want to pay, two off-ball linebackers that kind of money. But if he goes out there and balls out, I mean, it behooves the Jets to benefit from that and then figure it out in the offseason. So it's tough to gauge where they're at with Quincy because I'm sure AVT is probably the same type of conversation as well.
Well, what do you think? I was thinking about this. Since his brother Quinnen has a lot of money now, you think there's a possibility that Quinnen might go behind the scenes and say, hey, look, I'm willing to take a little bit of a cut and give it to my brother?
I don't think that would happen. I think Quinnen's going to take his money. I mean, he earned it. And I think Quincy will probably be like, I don't want your money, man. Like the Jets paid me a couple years ago.
You're probably right. He wants to earn it on his own. But I don't think he's going to be here next year. I just don't see it.
He might not be, but then you get a comp pick for him if he signs elsewhere. Or, maybe he's having a great year and you can tack on a 2-year extension in season too. That's another option as well.
That's true. That's true. But I just think that he's going to keep going over that Jamie and Sherwood contract in his head.
Probably
what he's making. So,
I mean,
but
Quincy
anyway,
was an All-Pro in 2023. So if he gets back to that level, someone's going to pay him a lot of money.
Hey, listen, since we don't have a lot of stuff to talk about now, since camp's not open yet, and I don't know much about superheroes, so I don't want to talk about that. But I had this thought. What have you or your listeners as a Jet fan ever given up to watch a Jet game? Or who have you ever pissed off by not doing something to watch a Jet game? And I have 2 examples that I personally have done.
Let's hear them.
Well, one of them was I was the best man at my brother's wedding. And it was during a Jet game. And as the wedding was going on, me and my uncle and a couple of other guys were at the bar in the venue where the wedding was taking place. Now, they were already walking up to the altar and they said, where's the best man? And they're looking around and somebody comes into the bar to get us. And just at that time, Jerome Barkham caught a touchdown pass. And we're in there going crazy. My sister-in-law, future sister-in-law, was so pissed off. I cannot tell you. This woman did not want anything to do with me anymore after that Jet thing. You know what I mean? I basically delayed the wedding. And the other thing that I gave up at one point, and my late wife was very pissed off at me, was I gave up sex during a Jet game to finish watching a Jet game. Because I figured you can have sex anytime, but you'll never duplicate what happens in this Jet game.
Well, are you in the pain?
Excuse me?
Never mind. I'm with you. I would have done the same thing. I think your brother screwed up having his wedding on an NFL Sunday. I mean, if you're going to have a Sunday wedding, you can't do it during football season.
Exactly.
I won't go. Like, there's weddings that I've turned down going to watch the Jets, so that would be one of my answers. I've also, I've missed out on social events for the Jets. I pissed off friends with that. I mean, like, there's only 17 games a year, man. You can't miss any of them.
And I got a vacation coming up in September, and I'm going to be on a cruise, and I have to watch a Jet game, and I'm going to miss it if I can't get it. So I'm hoping my Sunday ticket is going to work on my phone on the cruise, because my girlfriend that I have now does not understand about being a loyal Jet fan. It's like, hey, what do you care about watching a Jet game when we're going to be on vacation? But it's going to be tough. I have to watch this game.
Now, did the Jets win the game that you gave up sex for?
I don't remember. It turned into such an argument that I don't know if I don't even remember. But
I would have done the same thing. If you're a diehard fan, you got to make sacrifices. And
my wife was so pissed off at me. I'm sitting there in my big chair, and she comes up and she getting a little frisky. And I said, hey, can you get out of the way? I'm trying to watch the Jet game. And man, I'll tell you what, I thought she was going to kill me. I did not have sex for a long time after that. I will tell you that. But it was still football season, so what difference does it make, right?
I get it. Look, not many people do, but I think if you're a Jet fan watching this channel in July, you're probably in agreement with Man with a Jets tattoo. I mean,
all right. Well, I would just like to hear from other callers about what they've given up or who they pissed off in order to watch a Jet game. I would love the entertainment of listening to those stories.
You got it, Man with a Jet tattoo. If anyone has a story they want to call in and share, the floor is yours. Open phone lines right now for anyone who wants in on the conversation. Just a quick plug because I saw we had a viewership spike. Giving away this at the end of our second stream today. So gift the membership to enter a signed Aaron Glenn jersey in honor of AG's birthday. 53 years old today. Happy birthday to the head coach of the NYJ. Rasta Dread. I don't know if I shouted you out, but I got you down in the raffle. Gator with a super chat earlier says Nick Faria is to movie reviews what Jazz Chisholm is to the home run derby. Damn. So Gator, not a fan of the Superman movie. I mean, I haven't seen it, so I can't judge. I've heard mixed things, though. I mean, I've given up a lot to watch the Jets. Like, to give you some perspective, when I was in college, my freshman year, I didn't have a car on campus. And Ithaca, New York, even though it's like 5 hours from Buffalo, or like 4 hours from Buffalo, it's still really far. We would get the Bills games on CBS locally if the Jets were on CBS and the Bills were on CBS at the same time. So the issue I would run into would be the Jets wouldn't be on locally in Ithaca. So I'd have to go to like a sports bar to be able to watch the Jets play. The problem is there were no good sports bars in Ithaca other than like Buffalo Wild Wings. So this is like my freshman year. And this is like before Uber was like a thing in Ithaca or Lyft. So I had to actually call like the Ithaca taxi service to get a taxi ride because I was like the only Jet fan at the time. Like freshman year, you first get there. Like I didn't have like my lifelong friends I have now. So like I was like on my own. I would have to call a taxi to and from Ithaca to the local Buffalo Wild Wings, like 15 minutes away, just so I could watch the Jets. Like, it was just brutal. Because anytime the Jets were on CBS and the Bills weren't good then, so they were typically playing at 1 o'clock as well, it was always, well, got to go to Buffalo Wild Wings to watch this. Like, when the Jets would play primetime, it was the greatest thing because I didn't have to leave the dorm. And people I pissed off, anyone who lived near me. The amount of noise complaints I got my freshman, sophomore year from screaming out about the Jets and really any of my teams at that time. Unbelievable. Now, this is not a Jet example, but we were talking about how our last caller was the best man at his brother's wedding, and it was on a Sunday during a Jets game. This was 2 years ago. My friend Rachel's wedding I was invited to. It was in the middle of a Knicks playoff game. This was the first round against the Cavaliers 2 years ago. And my friend caught me watching the Knicks playoff game on my phone. He took a video of it, and here's that video.
Asman.
I mean, I'm not missing the Knicks in the playoffs. You kidding me?
Asman.
So you got to do what you got to do. Don't schedule your weddings on NFL Sundays. The Knicks playoff game, like it is what it is. Like I can't be that upset. Now, the best time to have a wedding, if you're a sports fan, is probably early March because it's before March Madness starts. It's regular season hockey. It's regular season basketball. It's spring training for baseball. I mean, there is some football news, right? Like I was the best man at a wedding in March, and I had to do a quick Jamie and Sherwood re-signing reaction video. But like, that's a fair trade-off than to have to balance a playoff game for your basketball team or hockey team or a regular season football game. But there's no chance I'm going to a Sunday wedding and missing a Jet game. So if you invite me, it's not happening. Mike Perez with a super chat here. Great show, Jake. Faria is the man. Do you think both players were signed at the same time and the Jets decided to have back-to-back news roll out? I got asked this yesterday. I know it seems like that's something like the Jets would want, right? I don't think Aaron Glenn operates that way. I think that would be like, like a Woody thing from years ago. I think the deal was done and it was announced when it was done. I don't think it was, let's do Garrett first, then Sauce the next day to get headlines back-to-back days. I don't think it was that. It worked out that way, but I personally don't believe, and from people I've spoken to, I don't think that was the case. I think Sauce was always close, so once they got Garrett done, they probably shifted all their attention to Sauce and just got it done. Right? Really, if you go back to what I've been saying for months, the Sauce contract ended up being exactly what I thought it was going to be. A penny more than Stingley. Sauce got $30.1 million a year. In NFL terms, that's basically a penny more, right? Extra $100K a year for 30.1. Garrett was the more difficult deal. I wasn't sure what his contract would look like because he's a very unique player who has produced under horrific circumstances. So do you penalize Garrett for not having the stats of other great receivers when we know Garrett's awesome? But they got it done. And credit to the Jets and Garrett for getting it done. Nate in the Asmaniac raffle for 5. Let's tell the backstory here. He writes in, these are the winning entries for Addison. Thanks again for my Sauce jersey. We'll be hanging next to Garrett in a few days, once framed. WCA, SS, IMG. I don't even know what that means. Nate, here's the backstory. So Addison sent me an email after he gifted 5 memberships on the show yesterday. We were giving away a signed Sauce jersey that he wants the memberships to go towards Nate. And then Addison won the raffle. So Nate, Nate, came by my apartment yesterday to pick up the signed Sauce Gardner jersey that Nate won, or that Addison won. And here's a photo of Nate because while he stopped by to get the jersey, I gave him a Jake Asman Show flag. So now next time Nate calls in on his bike, he'll have to put the flag up and he'll be promoting the Jake Asman Show all around New York as a biking advertisement. But shout out to Addison. What an awesome gesture. And Nate, these entries will go towards Addison. He is in the Aaron Glenn signed jersey raffle now for 5. Dan the Jet fan says, opinion on the Bucks unis they're wearing against us. They're great uniforms. They sucked in them when they wore them, right? They didn't win a game when they wore them. Right? The 76 Bucks, were they like 0-14? So that has a chance to be a great jersey matchup, though. The Jets in the green and the Bucks in their creamsicle throwbacks. What do we got here? Best times to get married. Kyle Clifton says All-Star break. I agree. If you're going to do a wedding, do it in the summer. Do it in late June. Do it in July. For me, as a football guy, do it before training camp. You can't do it in the fall. You can't do it. It's not allowed. It is a frowned upon activity. Blitz BK says, why would any man agree to get married on a Sunday during football season? Completely agree. All right, open phone lines for anyone who wants in. Right now, there is a 0 wait time, which is rare. We've had the phone lines popping the last couple of weeks. So here's what I want to do. I want to give a shout out to Blitz BK. He put out a bunch of brand new music across his social platforms. Blitz BK, a longtime listener of the show, and he sent in a brand new song called Beast Mode. Enjoy.
As long as I can remember, ever since I was a little boy, it was my dream to go to Hogwarts. People always told me, Beast, you're not a wizard, you don't know magic. But I said, I don't care, I'm doing it anyway.
Beast mode, but he's stuck in the attic, trying to do magic, just so tragic. Joey, his page, he rides him automatic, calling just shows cause his life so static. Beast mode, but he's stuck in the attic, broom can't fly, he's snacking like a habit. Lonely as hell, but he stays so dramatic. Beast mode, but he's stuck in the attic. Yeah, we know Beast in the attic, snacking, trying to be be a wizard, but the spells ain't happening. Calling just shows cause you need somebody. Never had pussy and you need a hobby. Never got respect and you live with mommy. Never had a net, even less than Bobby. Never worked hard so you look so sloppy. I'll never back off, see I swing like Rocky. Never slack off so I talk so cocky. Walk down the block like you hope it's not me. I talk a lot of shit cause I'm bold and stocky. Meet me at MetLife, I dare you stop me. Beast mode, but he's stuck in the attic. Trying to do magic, it's so tragic. Joey his pig, he rides him automatic. Calling just shows cause his life so static. Beast mode, but he's stuck in the attic. Broom can't fly, he's snacking like a habit. Lonely as hell, but he stays so dramatic. Beast mode, but he's stuck in the attic.
Abracadabra. Me, Roby One Kenobi. You're my only hope.
Beast, you there? Beast. 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 Are you there?
Pew, pew, pew. Abracadoodle.
That answers the question. Beastbreaker not there. Sad. Ladies and gentlemen, I cannot believe what my eyes are apparently looking at. The committee chairman himself, Boomtown, is on the line. Hello, Boom.
Mr. Asman, how are you?
Boom, I'm great. How come you never call into this program? Do you not like me? Is it something
I'm busy.
I said?
I'm busy. I'm taking notes.
It's true. It's true. You're a busy guy.
I got work to do. I want to call in just really quick because apparently we have a very slow summer, not much going on. Talk about the Azie Awards, of course. I actually can't believe what's happened the last couple of days. To think how quiet and how boring things kind of were, and we're sort of grinding our way through the summer. This is awesome to have this news, and then coinciding with the Azie Awards. It's amazing.
I love it. And just to update people, Jenergy running away with this morning's Azie Award vote. She's up 42%. Second place, We the People, 27. Scott, 15, and Robert C., 15 as well. Vote, vote, vote in the Azie Awards. Boomtown and the committee worked hard to put these awards together.
Let me make a comment on today's show. So obviously we want as many people calling in as possible. But the committee we always note, like in the chat, when these particular four Asmaniacs come on the screen, it's almost like the crowd pop in the WWE. Like when the music comes on, like everyone's excited to see them. We don't get to see these guys nearly enough. So we're basically imploring these four and others to call in more. I'm not sure if you mentioned today the honorable mentions for this.
I did not. Yeah, I don't have them in front of me. Can you resend me that, and I'll make sure I have them going forward.
I will. So for today, the honorable mentions for this category, we had Mikey Midnight and Tammy C. Like we need them calling in more. So I wanted to ask you, you've gone through all of them here. Was there one in particular that was going to be your favorite, the one that you're most looking forward to see the result for?
Man, the Rookie of the Year one that we're saving for the end, it's just fascinating to me because you can make a case for each of those incredible callers.
That's it. That's exactly it. And with Asmaniac Madness, that was actually easier in some ways because if we didn't have it quite right, like if the seeding was a little bit wrong, it didn't matter. They were still in the tournament. This one, we had to narrow it down to 4, right? So it was tough leaving some names off. It will be lots of banter back and forth and people questioning, but we did our best. I actually have a little quick note, kind of a Jets point for the armchair capologists out there. If you guys could just relax a little bit, you guys get so worked up about money and term and everything else. Like, just relax. Muji clearly has this under control. He's figuring it out. If the last 2 contracts haven't really settled you down, I'm not sure what will, but just take a deep breath. All is going to be well here.
Well said. I mean, but here's the thing, right? People just want to be miserable sometimes. Like, if they didn't pay these guys, they'd say, what are they doing? How do you not sign your own long-term, get ahead of it? Now they do it, and you have people being like, whoa. It's like, like every other team in the league would have done exactly what the Jets did if they were smart. Like, look what's happening with the Commanders right now, for example. The Jets are being proactive, not reactive for once. That's a nice change given where this franchise has been the last 15 years. Hopefully it's a sign of more things to come.
We are heading in the right direction here. We're certainly trending the right way. Last note, tough news about Big Cho not going today with his podcast. We're going to have to wait another week.
Devastating. I have no plan for the afternoon show with Dylan. I thought we were going to be reviewing the Big Cho show. Now we got to wait.
Yeah, I know AsmanJake are going to turn out for him. It should be quite a show.
Yes, it definitely will. Boom, you're the man. I tell you this off the air all the time and in the Discord, but what you do for this community is incredible, and I know everyone does not take it for granted because what you do and what you bring is incredible, and we're all grateful for what you add to this show and Nick's show and Bobby and Gorman and everything that you do in the Asmaniac universe, man. So I'm glad you called in. Call in more. You're a great caller, too.
I'll do my best when I can take a break.
Love it. Ladies and gentlemen, Boomtown checking in. Let's put Boom in the raffle now with that call. That's how you do it, folks. Open phone lines. Truly, nobody on the line right now. We will wrap up the show a little earlier than usual if we don't get some calls here. I mean, let's be real. We don't need to do a 2.5-hour show like we've been doing the last couple of days because there's not a whole lot happening now. It's just wait until training camp. Alan says, no chance Muji wanted to pay Garrett $32.5. Unfortunately, he walked into a bleep show, was negotiating from behind. Alan, are you going to act like Garrett Wilson is not worth that? Like, what is your point here, other than to try and belittle the Jet fans from being excited that they were able to pay one of their own? You're a miserable, miserable human being. Like, you're gonna talk about Garrett Wilson's 32.5 as if it's a negative. It's a team-friendly deal. What do you think the money 2 years from now for the great receivers in the league is going to look like? What do you think? You're delusional. You don't even believe half the shit that comes out of your mouth. All you do is try and rile up the chat, and people fall for it. It's silly. Here's what I need from you, though, Alan, all right? I need you to stop what you're doing, take your fingers, go do what you do best, but don't do it here, all right? No one wants to see that here. Go do it in the hole because I'm tired of seeing your comments. They're just stupid.
Now look what you've done, Alan. No more protection from the Asmaniacs. Had to pull you out of the chat and cast you down with the sodomites. Some time in here will feel like you've been run over by the lane train. You understand me? You catch my drift? Give him another 24 hours to think about it.
Here's the thing with Allen. He's so pathetic because he's screaming for months, oh, Garrett's going to leave. They're going to trade him. He's going to request a trade. He's going to look great with Justin Herbert. Then they pay him. Oh, he's only a top 12 to 15 receiver, and they paid him too much. Shut up. You're a miserable, miserable dirtbag. Like, it's a joke. And anyone who actually takes his opinion seriously, you're almost as big of a fool as Allen is because his whole goal is to just rile up this chat. He's retired from the show. But he's here every day. Negative about everything. He's not positive about a single thing. If you can't be excited about Garrett Wilson, who has broken Jet records for 3 years at his position, being here now for 6 more seasons under contract at what is a team-friendly deal, what is wrong with you? You don't think Garrett Wilson's going to benefit from better coaching and stability at the quarterback position, God willing, these next couple of years? Did you see the catch he made against Houston, Allen, when he won you that game? Or Buffalo 2 years ago when he won that game with Zach Wilson throwing him a crap pass at the goal line? Garrett Wilson's a star. You have an issue with anything the Jets do. The first thing you said about Garrett Wilson is, here comes the holdout in 2026, 2027. That was your comment yesterday, you effing moron. Think about that. But now, a day later, your new pivot is, they overpaid. Well, wait a second. Why is Garrett going to be holding out if the Jets overpaid? He's not going to be holding out. He's going to be loving his contract. So you move the goalpost day in, day out, and I'm not dealing with the comments anymore. If I see Allen's name, he's now gone. Gone. I'm not dealing with it. The first sign of any nonsense, done. I don't have the patience for it. I don't. When there's actual news to discuss and there's more people in this chat, I really will never pay attention to anything he says. But now, because there's not as many people watching, because it's peak off season in July, I have to see his comments, and I'm annoyed. I'm done with it. I do not give a flying F about what he has to say, other than to point out that he apparently takes a finger and inserts it inside his body. His own words, not mine. Bum, 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 bum. And the people that keep feeding into his nonsense, you're part of the problem too. You are part of the problem. Don't pretend like you're not. You are. Bum.
got something for you. You're just a troll on the net after all. Spitting out takes that we'd rather forget after all. Words are trash, got no tact. Cartoon character, that's a fact. Always online, hiding behind the screen. Throwing in sauce, being straight up mean. But in real life, nowhere to be seen. Think you're smart, but your logic is whack. A joke in the game, always talking smack. Your opinions, dude, they're always on track. Bobby said it best, you're a lying cracker. Talk big, but we see through the lies. All bark, no bite, just a master of disguise. Great intention, but no one's.
Stop. What's up, Jake?
You're embarrassing yourself.
Oh, shit.
Stop.
Let me ask you something, Asman. What do you think of Zach Wilson?
He stinks.
Thank God he's gone. He never scores no fucking touchdown.
He stinks.
The second pick for number 2 destroyed the Jets' cause.
He stinks.
Asmaniacs kick so much ass, but some of them, they kill the vibe and make the show a freaking mess. So Jake reminds them.
He stinks.
When Allen calls, he speaks the hate. That cartoon douche, he trashed the Jets. Let Bobby know, cause he's the man who will find him.
He stinks.
Another call comes from the car. Distorted voice and no Wi-Fi. That's JJ. What's crap ass phone? Just cut off all the calls.
He stinks.
Is that gas station pizza? Come on, Gary.
He stinks.
Chicken don't go with pasta. Let's get out of here, Jake.
The guy is terrible. Enough.
All right, we're back. Home stretch here. I'm tired of the nonsense. John says, preach, Jake, preach. John, thank you. Love the draft photo. I got you in the raffle for 5 with this super chat here. For those tuning in, Aaron Glenn signed jersey is the giveaway on the second show today in honor of AG's birthday. Pat with a great comment. Hi, Jake. I was going to call in, but an NFL team just called me and offered a job in the hydration department, but told me I couldn't call into any YouTube show due to strict confidentiality rules. That's right. Allen retired because he works for the league. You can't call into a YouTube show now. Hey, shout out to Jess. She gifted not 1, not 2. How about 5 channel memberships? Let's go, Jess. Appreciate your support there. Let's see. Where's my Aaron Glenn sounder in honor of AG's birthday? There it is.
We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
Jess's 5 memberships went to Logan Tomaszewski, Avalis, Jagro, Alex Famous, all receiving a channel membership. Black Gypsy joins the Aaron Glenn birthday theme raffle today by gifting a channel membership. I know he can't stand Allen as well, so that is a job well done by Black Gypsy. His membership went to listener M. Thorne. All right, home stretch. Let's rapid fire through some of the calls that just came in. Daz is up next. Hello, Daz.
You're right, pal. How's it going?
What's up, Daz?
Yep. Firstly, let's talk about your ass fingering freak. He's a Patriots fan. That's why he doesn't like anything on the show. That's literally it. He's a dirty, scummy Patriots fan like Patriots 12. That's why Alan doesn't like it. So that's first and foremost. Yeah, but let's not talk about that horrible little freak anymore. I'm quite happy with the deals. Yeah, I'm quite happy they've finally been sorted. I knew they'd get done. Like, we knew they were going to get sorted. It just made too much sense. But yeah, it's good that they've actually been done now, and we can concentrate on the actual season and start getting ready for it.
Yeah, look, I think at the end of the day, getting it done, not having it be any sort of distraction, the focus being all about this new regime coming in and cornerstones under contract. These are all good things. So I don't know how any Jet fan can be that upset.
Yeah, no, I've seen a lot on Instagram and stuff. Like loads of other fans for other teams who are clearly jealous. So it's always good when you upset them. It's always good when you got Dolphins fans saying, "Oh, yeah, they've paid too much and all that." They do it because they know that deep down they're upset that they haven't got the chance to get the players themselves. So it's all fun and games when that happens. Really, that's
great call, man. Appreciate you. Well said. Be excited. You're allowed to be excited if you're a Jet fan. There hasn't been much. Coach Oglick is up next. What's up, Coach?
Morning, Jake. Good morning, everyone. Congrats to the winners of yesterday's Azies. So that was super cool. AVT's on my mind. We extended and Michael Carter II, Sherwood, Sauce. That's 3 defenders. We got Garrett done. All these are fantastic things that are different for Jets fans. Pay your homegrown talent. This is feeling really good. We're going in the right direction. AVT's on a 50-year deal. It's at $15 million. I think you strike a deal with him now. I give him a 4-year deal. I drop the cap hit for this year. I give him the prorated bonus over the 4 years. I'd use some of that cap space either rolling over, or I think others on other callers earlier in the show mentioned the fact that maybe they'll go find one more, late summer pickup. I'm not opposed to that. I'd like to see them roll some cap space over to make next year's cap hit, dead cap, tolerable. I think this time next year, we're all going to be, saying, damn, Aaron Rodgers, cap hit, and Mosley, and all the other void years from the Joe D contracts. So I think lowering AVT now, getting them locked up, especially when the 2 tackles are on their rookie deals, I wouldn't even be opposed to a Simpson extension as well. Lock up those interior guards. I think it's going to go well for this year. I think you've asked the question of which critical player has to do well for the Jets. And I've thought about that. And I think the critical player is the entire O-line. And I think them setting the tone physically up front, getting the run game going, giving Fields that extra second that he may need to develop into that pocket passer that we'd like for him to do is the key to ball control and controlling the clock, keeping the defense fresh, keeping the score low. So I just think there's a lot of good stuff with start talking about AVT, and not in a complaint way. I'm a fan.
I like him too, Brian, but I would wait. Let's see if he's healthy. I don't think there's any rush to sign him. He's under contract. He's making $15 million this year. If you're going to get him on a team-friendly deal, maybe, but Trey Smith just got paid $23.5 million. AVT at his best, there's talk that he's an all-pro player. That's how good he can be, especially in this offense. If the Jets are great, he's going to get a lot of notoriety. He's going to get a lot of publicity for that. So I would wait, and there's a risk in that. Sure, he could cost you more, but unlike Garrett and Sauce, waiting, to me, it didn't make sense. You already know they're great, and they've been durable. AVT's had issues being on the field. I want to see him be healthy for another year, and then I'll worry about his contract.
Yeah, I was at both of the Denver games when he got injured. Freak injuries.
And he missed a little time last year, too, with an ankle injury.
Yeah, freak injuries, stud when he's on the field. I have a little bit of hope and belief there. Everyone's going to feel their way, and I understand the injury concern.
Simpson, I'd look to sign because I think he's a guy who great locker room dude, tough. I think he's on a pretty affordable deal now. He probably would like the commitment in advance. He's a guy that would probably take a more team-friendly deal, whereas AVT, this is his first crack at getting the most he can get on his second contract. Probably a harder negotiation. Plus, there's the injury stuff. Simpson, I would work on getting an extension done.
I agree. I think both of them. I would lock up both guards, so with whatever order you want. If you're saying Simpson's 27, pay the dude right now, get him locked up for 3 more years, and then watch and see how AVT goes and JJ goes throughout the year and give them in-season deals, or see how Brees goes and see how Quincy goes. I'm about handing out some money right now. Lock up the core talent. All the great teams do it. They do it early. Paying a lot today is to next year's, discount, I guess. And they go up so fast. So we roll our eyes on how much money they make, but pay them. Pay those guys. Just hand out the money.
I'm with you.
Cool.
Coach, great call. Appreciate you. I think Simpson I would try and get done now. AVT, let's wait and see a little bit. But I want him here. I like AVT a lot. I just don't think they need to rush to extend him right away. Right? At the end of the day, he's a guard. And you have already now invested 2 top 11 picks in both your tackles. I want AVT to be a Jet, obviously. But if you told me he walked, but they kept Simpson and they have Tippmann and the 2 tackles, you could find a right guard in the draft in the 2nd or 3rd round next year. And that might be the better way, efficiency-wise, to manage your cap going forward. Or AVT might be so good, they want to pay him. And if that's the case, then you would understand it. Because they're not paying a quarterback a lot of money. So you are afforded the opportunity to do things like that. That's why I would wait. Let's just kind of see how this year plays out. I think if AVT's healthy and has a good year, you want him here. He's a Jet. But Simpson's a guy, I think, if he gets off to a good start, even now I'd go to him and be like, hey, you're going into the last year of your deal. Let's see if you'll do a 2-year extension right now. Give you guaranteed money for this year and next year. And lock you in. We want you a part of this regime. Ladies and gentlemen, the king is back.
He's the king.
Jake, my brother! Jake, my brother! Yes, sir! Love in the building, baby! Back, and we got 2 cornerstones of the franchise, baby!
Let's
you
go!
best believe that! I love when you said that shit yesterday, Jake. You said we got 2 cornerstones of the franchise that we locked in, okay? This is setting a precedence, okay? This is setting a tone for the season, okay? This is what I'm talking about. I know what y'all thinking. Y'all like, oh my goodness, this jersey, this G5 jersey, how did he get it? It's the first Asmaniac prize ever on the Jake Asman Show. You know I had to bring it out, baby. You doggone right. I'm the first and ever winner of the Jake Asman giveaway when he was giving out the merch, baby. This is the first ever prize, baby. Let me just say this. Fuck you, Allen. Okay? You don't know what the hell you talking about. You're just a lying troll. Okay? You're a cowboy troll. Whatever game you're attending at the time, that's what team you root for, you bum. Okay? Let me just say this, though, man. This signing is going to say to other players, other free agents, hey, look, the Jets are not dysfunctional. The Jets are being a functional franchise that has some character and is getting some grit about them, okay? At the end of the day, baby, we know all of the games got to be played on the field. But this right here is telling other players, come play for the Jets. Come win with the Jets, okay? Now, it's going to fall on our coach to help us win, okay? Because I'm not getting off of Aaron Glenn. Happy birthday, coach. But you ain't off the hot seat. Yeah, you on the hot seat year 1. I don't want to hear nothing, okay? You said you want to come in winning. Let's win, okay? So I want to say happy birthday to you, coach. But, coach, you're on the hot seat, man. You want to set this tone, Muji? I love the move. Okay, I love how you setting these contracts up. All right, let's get this done, man. Let's just start to win games. I'm ready for the season, Jake. I'm ready to hit some. I don't know how many Sundays we away from football, but I know it's in the single digits. Okay, and I'm just ready. I'm ready to run through a wall. I'm ready to get out there with the team. I'm ready to do what needs to be done to win freaking games, okay, baby? I want to say shout out to all the Asmaniacs, man. I love y'all, man. Shout out to the chat, and you already know what it's about, baby. JTS!
Yeah!
Fuck you, Allen.
Well said by our king. Well said. How do we match that type of energy? We go to the Electric Factory.
I've got my eye on you. Checkmate me, full screen.
Hi, Jake.
Hello, David.
The king is back. Long live the king.
Let's go. Training camp is here. King Lowski's calling in, fired up.
Yes, sir. I love the king. And as far as Alan goes, unhappy people just want to bring people down, and we'll just throw them in the hole and snicker at them.
That's right. Love that.
So the one comment I just would like to say is I hadn't had a chance to call in the last couple of days with the signings. Just terrific. And I think that the Jets management, and hats off to Woody, they're building one of your callers had said the Jets have been so thirsty for, a lot of years. And they're building a fountain of optimism that the Jets fans can drink from.
Look, I'll tell you what. If they get off to a good start, this fan base is dying to be all the way bought back in and sold. I think it's important they do. They give us something to be excited about early. No one's saying they got to be a playoff team, but can they be competitive early? Can they be 3-5 at their bye week, have a win against a divisional opponent, like go out there and win week 1 against Rodgers? Can you beat Miami in their building and kind of set the tone? Or give us a fun season. That's all we're asking for. There's talent on this team to do it. And if Glenn and Engstrand are good at their respective jobs, you could design a competent offense around Justin Fields with the talent he has.
Yeah, you know what, Jake? I totally agree with you. I'm right now. I'm locked in on 8 and 9, but with the team, rising for years to come. But can they do better? Maybe. But and it all remains to be seen, the coaching and everything. But yes. I mean, it seems like they're putting everything together, and the optimism is there. But like you said, we've got to win games.
Amen, David. Amen. And I'll tell you what, with you in Tampa with us, we're winning week 3. Let's go.
I got my Iron Uji. I hope you like my Jets take. They call me David T. It's not easy for me to see, but if you bring me full stream, you might like what I had to say. I'll need to get real damn close, cause my vision is dog shit.
Great call from the David T. Let's keep rolling with incredible calls. On the Gustbuster Umbrella Hotline right now is none other than the great Dave Briga.
He thinks that Gary needs more shots upside his head. This cowboy hates when you don't believe in achievement. Well, they call him One Punch Briga. The moon landing was free. They call him One Punch Briga. His claim is not too dirty. One Punch Briga. Hated jokes and swiping sides. One Punch Briga. Those who know they need them. Yeah.
Hey, Dave.
How are you, Jake? How's things going today?
Dave, happy anniversary to our quest to the moon on this day 56 years ago. It all began.
Isn't that something? They should maybe send Gary one of those magazines if you can get a hold of it, I explained to him he had to do more reading and study, but I guess he'll never be convinced. So what can we do? It's just...
Also, Dave, congrats to you and Gary on winning Rumble of the Year in the Azzies yesterday. That was something.
Oh yeah, I just wanted to call in. I know when I was on there before, you said nobody was on the line, so I figured I'd call in. But you got a quick rush there of King Lowski and David T. So I just wanted to call in. I want to say thank you to the Asmaniac because that was a great Rumble. Nobody could beat that one because that was legit. It's a real beef. So thank you Asmaniacs for bringing us the title there. And it was a great honor. So I just want to say thank you. And
I love it.
I had to stop the car because we're going to pick up my ex-line mate. We're going out for lunch today, and it's the first time we got together since our other friend passed away. So it's going to be a tough meeting. They used to call us the Wrecking Crew, the the 3 line mates. Now we're missing one, so it's going to be kind of tough. So, but as far as the Jets go, it's good they had the 2 men and Garrett Wilson and Sauce signed up. That'll be good. We're turning the corner. Sign your own players. That's key. Key to building an organization back to where it should be. So we got to put our trust
in achievement. Both the Jets
They
believe
do.
in achievement by getting these deals done now.
Doesn't it feel different? I know you're not convinced, but doesn't it feel different to you?
It does. I think it's a real positive sign that they got these deals done early. I think the Jets for years have been reactive and not proactive, and I think it's a good sign that they're being proactive with this. I started talking about this when they re-signed Sherwood, when a lot of people said, no way, like the Allens of the world, no way, he's not an Aaron Glenn linebacker. They didn't draft him. And it's like, well, they looked at the film that we all watched, and they said, this guy's a good football player. Let's keep him. Let's find a way to build our scheme around what he does well, because he's a good player. So I think there's some real positives to Glenn and Muji so far, and they deserve a fair shot at it before we criticize them to the high heavens. So far, so good.
Yeah. You have to give them credit. They're doing what has to be done. You have to keep your players. Core players are the key to victory. Those guys, Sauce had a down year, so hopefully, we have to give him a mulligan.
That's right.
He was all pro twice. You can't beat that. And as far as Garrett Wilson goes, he's a great receiver. He makes acrobatic catches. So let's just go forward. And hopefully, we have an organization in place now that knows it's going to have consistent winning. That's what we need. Consistent winning. Hopefully, we get into the playoffs this year, but we aim for first place. Well, we all know that that's a goal that has to be set as people and players that want to achieve. Always set for the highest point. So I just wanted to call in and say thank you to Asmaniacs. And it's always good to talk. I don't want to become stale, but, I felt I had to call in and say thank you.
I love it. Dave, you are always welcome on the show. Excellent call, as always.
He thinks that Charles and Bobby need to get a job. This cowboy hates to see Asmaniacs complain. What he call him, one punch breaker. You need to get a job. What he call him, one punch breaker. The beast is on his ass. Call him one punch breaker. Has anyone seen Bean Mac and call him one punch breaker? He'll only need one.
And how about the fact Bobby Midnight today should be signing his deal with Wendy's, so he has a job. We have to update the theme song for Dave Briga. Bobby Midnight off Mount unemployment pending him signing his deal with Wendy's today. Crazy. Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, we went to this guy earlier, and he was knocked out. He was sleeping. No one knows where he was, what he was doing. Let's head back to the lair and find out.
Right now, we're getting some gabagool. If you really want some gabagool, you gotta come get the gabagool. Catch you later.
You gonna unmute yourself, Beast?
I just barely got out of the sack. I tell you, those 4 ibuprofen give you a big. Whoa! Hello, Chico. Quesianas. So I like what I'm seeing with the improvement. And happy birthday to the great Aaron Glenn, Mr. 53 himself. Have a happy 53rd birthday, kid, fella. And don't eat too much cake. That's one thing I'd like to say. Don't eat too much cake. Because knowing it's summer and you don't want to eat anything heavy, especially with the hot weather. Because when you do, you'll be 5 minutes running into, the bathroom. So Jake, you look like you were ready for the pool, my friend. You want me to throw you in the pool?
Do you have a pool? Did you get your kiddie pool set up, Beast?
Yeah. With the way everything's been, Jake, it's been 100 degrees with heat. And then heat indexes. Ooh. I'll tell you, when you get older, wait till you get older. that heat will hit you right in the face, and you'll be
Oh, yeah.
going, whoa, whoa. Like you don't even know what planet you're even on. And congratulations to Briga and to Mr. 3D Boxing for their award. Especially Briga kicked his ass in the debate with his best line going, you don't make any sense. Hey, can't take nothing away from him. Can't beat that. So, are we ready for training camp? I know it's 1 week away, and August 16th, folks. Get your tickets for that Jets-Giants game. $18 to get in with a free shot.
Are you coming to the watch party in New York City, Beast? You making the trip?
I will have Jets Grill running, and for that game, we're gonna make barbecue ribs for that game. Barbecue style, but smoky style, baby.
So that's a no. You will not be at T-Squared Social.
I will be there in one word.
Okay. Beast will be there in spirit, everybody.
And I will be watching from above. And remember, folks.
From heaven?
And remember, folks.
Are you dying, Beast? You're watching from above?
Oh, no. Remember who you're rooting for. Read him and weep.
I actually have that same helmet. I got it this past weekend on this bachelor trip I was at.
This little thing right here.
Yeah, let me show you. I literally got the same exact thing from an old thrift store.
Oh my God, I gotta see this. I've had this since 96.
The same helmet. That is wild that you just happen to pull that up on the air now. This was a purchase I made on a bachelor party this weekend at a thrift store near where we were staying.
Oh, wait. Yours is different. Mine looks a little more, see that?
Yours is more pure helmety.
Yeah, I know. I got this out of a vending machine for 25 cents.
You know what I also got? This was $10, Beast. Great purchase. Derek Jeter, Jason Giambi, and Bobby Abreu figurines.
I know these
$10. What a deal,
Holy
Beast.
shit.
$10. If the Jeter thing was $20 or $30, I would have just bought it. But then I got Giambi and
Abreu.
Abreu.
Nothing away from Derek Jeter. Derek Jeter is one of the greatest shortstops in all professional baseball.
That's right.
And Bobby Abreu, he's played with the Phillies. Yes, he's had. Jason Giambi played with the Athletics. Another great guy. Can't take nothing away against the three best players who played baseball. And you also can't take nothing away from Bernie Williams, Tino Martinez, even Chuck Knobloch, Paul O'Neill, even, oh my God, Jorge Posada. That's another great name. Yeah, Jorge Posada. And also don't forget the great Mariano Rivera.
Hey, AD writes in with an interesting comment here. He says, how do you retire from being unemployed?
8083, I'd like to see you go through the steps that I've been through, son. But unfortunately, I don't think you would last not even 72 hours. I've been through them all. Seen everything, done everything, been through everything, enjoyed it. So as Mike Golick once said from Saved by the Bell, the college years, kid, I've been there, been there, done that, seen it, heard, lived it, accomplished it. So got a long way to go. You got to take it from the top to the bottom. Either way, no shape or form. Just be yourself and go, do what you need to do. And let's try and enjoy this day and stay out of that heat. And one of these days, if I ever get paid, I'm gonna get you a 12-pack of ice cream bars. Knowing you, you're an ice cream bars man yourself, ain't you?
I love ice cream.
Oh, and that Mr. Smoothie, that softie from Wendy's, good choice.
Hey, Beast, this was just sent to me by Gator. He says I should play it. Should I play it?
What the hell is it?
I don't know. I haven't seen it yet. We'll watch it together. You ready?
Let's get the first 5 seconds of it, please.
All right, let's evaluate.
This scale shit, you all have pissed me off so hard. This is where I'm drawing the line. Maybe it's time for me to leave. Because this is really getting nowhere.
Okay, enough.
Has the scale arrived that he sent you?
Cut it. In the words of the great Eric Bishop, all right, producer.
I like how you wrote "cut it" in the chat and "okay enough," but you're on the air. You could just verbally say it. You don't need to write it.
Well, that's the straw that just broke the camel's back. That's a little too far. I'd rather see a video where it's global beast, but here's the difference with the global. You work with associates from around the world.
You mean like this?
Not like that. Not
No?
like that. We're talking associates from Israel, from Japan, Mexico, Paraguay, Brazil, England, Scotland, France, Italy, Greece, Austria, even Russia. First game I will be watching. Second game I will be watching, and I'm going to be making 13-4 prediction right now. And we will get the division belt. One way or the other. The last time the Jets won a division, 2010. That was the last time we went to the division. And then we lost, what is it, the AFC title? Because what happened? Sanchez didn't go through. We'll be okay. We'll be okay. Just stay positive, stay focused, stay hungry, and stay physical. JETS, you know what to do. Holla! Ow!
Big Country says, what was your mom's drug of choices when she was pregnant with you?
Excuse me?
That's from Big Country 87.
I think you'd better take that back.
Yeah, take it back, Big Country.
Take it back, Sonny. Or get bitch slapped.
Oh.
And you know what I mean by bitch slapped? So, because it's like Rick James once said, what do the five fingers say to the face? Swat. That's what you get, son. 5 fingers to the face. Now move on.
AD says, Beastbreaker was a stenographer for kindergarten classes. I figured it out.
Are you on drug? 8083, are you smoking crack or are you just playing that stupid? I think you're just plain stupid. Take
The Lup Man has gifted 5 channel memberships.
Luppy. He takes a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Hey, Luppy's a great supporter of the channel, Beast. I know he's a big fan of yours. Can you give us the Garrett Wilson catch as we continue to celebrate his extension, to celebrate his memberships here?
Annihilation squad of near brutality. Time gives it in the words of Mortal Kombat. Get ready in position. Round 1. Fight!
Make sure you move the mic so we can really see. Luppy's on the air now. He's taking a look at all this.
Draw back! Draw back! Get ready! Get ready! Flag! Flag! 53! Flag! 53! Get ready! Set that 318! Raise it high! Touchdown, Chico! Ah! Ah! Ah!
Hey, Luppy.
Hey, how you doing, Jake?
Thanks for the memberships. We got you down in the raffle this afternoon for 5,
Great.
baby. Let's go.
Great. Give me some AG, baby. I love it. Listen, every day does something better, man. Every day that regime is starting to make me believe. Just when they think you're out, they start sucking you back in, and this is what they're doing. Listen, but it doesn't seem like the same old Jets. Maybe, like I said down on the bottom there. This is something that's unprecedented, right? They signed an extension for 2 of their number 1 draft picks in the same freaking week, 2 days apart. This is crazy. It's like a real franchise. I mean, maybe he cleaned house properly, finally. I haven't seen this kind of moves and things like this since Parcells. So it gives me hope. Gives me a lot of hope. Maybe my 6 might be 7 wins now. We got to see how it transfers to the field,
That's the big thing. I mean, I'm encouraged. It doesn't mean they're going to necessarily be a better team in the regular season because of this, but they're at least showing you that they understand how to maybe be proactive with things and build the foundation to a team. We'll see. I mean, it comes down to, honestly, we really want to be very simple-minded. How's Justin Fields going to play? Because they're not going to be good unless he plays at I don't want to say elite level, but if he's competent, can he be a competent NFL starter and rely on the running game and the defense being good, and then they could be a decent team?
What do you think? How much is he going to play in the preseason, Jake? What do you think?
I actually think he's going to play probably in 2 of the 3 games. Maybe he plays the equivalent of like what in total amount of drives. Like maybe he'll play like what a half would be in total. Like I don't think it's going to be like the full game or anything crazy like that. But I do think we're going to see him a little bit. Like I think Glenn's going to be kind of have that old school mentality of I want my guys to play a little bit in live action,
especially since it's a new offense and it's just to get out there against some competition. But they always have the practices against the other teams.
Yeah, but you don't hit in that, right?
Yeah.
Like you do in an actual game where the bullets are actually flying. I can see the defense playing too. It's a new scheme for them as well.
Yeah. So like I said, I'm excited to see the preseason this year a little bit more than normal. I want to see exactly how they're going to run their offense. They're not going to show everything, but they're going to run some things that you can see what type of offense they're going to run. I would think maybe dumbed down, but so I can understand. No, but I'm just a little excited. Really, this really made me believe a lot. This as a fan base, and you can think about the players. With the players now, we're saying, hey, listen, we do well. We put our stuff forward. We're going to get paid, and it's also for free agents down the road. We're going to take care of people who do the right thing. I mean, both of these guys were on bad teams, bad coach teams, and they still excelled. And then they paid them. This is exciting. This is smart. And while we're showing little trinkets that we're having around, this is my little trinket. It's always on my desktop. A little Jets guy. You got to have your trinkets around. A little mojo, little things going on.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, I'm a little hyped up on coffee. I had to take my wife to drop off at LaGuardia Airport. I just got back 4.5 hours. Jesus.
Wow. You're all by yourself in the house, Lumpy?
I got the kids. We're going to do Kids Week. But basically, I get a little piece to myself this week. It's going to be nice, though. I'll be able to call on a little bit more instead of doing all the hubby stuff around the house, but it's going to be fun. So, going to have some fun with the kids.
Lumpy, you're the man. Great call. Call back anytime.
I will. Thanks.
The Lump Man delivers. All right. Final call of the show, ladies and gentlemen. Our closer today is none other than...
You'll never get my chicken soup recipe. I'm not saying that Lowski takes steroids. I need some of it. Hey, Charles! Who is that lovely lady? Send it this way, Charles!
Hello, everybody, including you, Jake. How are you?
Hello, Charles.
I just want to say congratulations on viewing Marty Lyons at his golf tournament, his golf outing yesterday, or the other day, I should say. Congratulations. My dad is a big fan of his, too. He loves his charitable work.
Dennis?
Yes, my father, Mr. Gorman. Yes, he loves his charitable work. As for what I really want to talk about, I'm just really hyped for this season, I think. Seeing that Darren Mucci compared to previous Jets GMs, including, as Bonesy would say, the great Joe Douglas, he's been more proactive than reactive. And I like that.
I'm glad you like it.
I'm glad he's liking some of the pieces and found part of the foundation that the previous regime left behind. And, of course, what better way to do than to reward them for their production and loyalty to the franchise? And Garrett Wilson.
Phantom Green and White wants to know, where are you going to eat now?
I just came back from Social Security and from the Bagel Supreme, so I'm already done.
So you already had a bagel?
No, I had a grilled chicken with spinach, mozzarella, and pesto sub.
How was it?
It was delicious. I love pesto sauce.
That's good to hear.
I'm with the car with Steady Eddie. Hello.
There he is, Steady Eddie Gorman. What does he think of these Sauce and Garrett extensions?
He's on a sports. He doesn't know who the hell they are.
Steady Eddie, you don't know who Sauce Gardner is?
I'm football sports, Jake. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but you do. You're so passionate about the Jets. He's ever once overheard you and your father talking about a Jet?
We're from two different worlds, Jake.
Are you?
Yes. I follow sports. He doesn't.
What does he follow?
Whatever he wants to follow, like music.
Okay, well, ask him if he knows who Ice Spice is.
Probably doesn't.
Ask him.
Well, I'm just got out of the car.
Well, go back to the car.
Don't worry about it. I'll probably text him about it.
No, turn around. I need the answer. Turn
Look,
around.
Jake.
Turn around. Turn around. Turn
Get
around.
following. He wants to know if you've heard of a music artist named Ice Spice. No, I have not. No.
I was gonna say she's dating Sauce Gardner.
But yeah, I'm so happy for the season. I'm sure you probably heard a bit about my live stream last night.
I did not hear a single thing about your live stream. I was checked out.
Well, I had King Jamie on. I had Gary on. I had Addison on. I had
You had Jamie on? Who's Jamie?
King Jamie the Mad, the Chiefs fan.
King Jimmy? How am I supposed to know who King Jimmy
King
is?
Jamie, not Jimmy. Jamie.
I have no idea who that is.
It appears on Richie's channel via the chat. I'll open the door for you, man. No problem.
Very polite of you, Charles.
Let me open the door.
Where are we at right now, Charles? Are you in your apartment?
It's my apartment.
Okay. Well, we're probably going to lose your internet on the elevator.
Probably not. I'm on using Infinity Mobile right now. Data right now.
Your connection's starting to be a little choppy. Phantom Green and White says, Charles, you resemble Dr. Octopus. Are you his son?
Maybe not.
Also, I'd be remiss as Charles is battling crappy internet to not shout out Green Gang 365, who gifted 5 channel memberships to enter this afternoon's Aaron Glenn signed jersey raffle. So while Charles is in the elevator, we'll play this.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Green Gang's memberships went to Justin C., DB Boxing Fan, Jonathan Fernandez, Enoch Forte, and Alex. They all received a gifted membership there. Charles, great to see your internet connection starting to maybe come back. Maybe not. Probably not. I don't know. Charles, you there? Might want to unmute the microphone. That might help. Let me bring on my tech guy. Beast, what do you think we should do?
Charles.
He's gone. He's gone. We lost him. I told you it was going to happen, Charles. I told you.
We got to get him 2 things. We got to get him a mic and get him one of these little thingy jiggers, where you can see the camera. Get him one of those. He got a laptop. We can just send it to him, and it's not that difficult. Come on, it's easy as get up, you go to work, you eat 3 good meals, you take 1 big old shit, you go right back to sleep.
Gator says, I'm sure you heard about my bowel movement last night. Yep.
Okay. Too much information. You keep that in your pants. We don't want to see that.
Well, I mean, I don't actually think you want to keep that in your pants. That's probably something that realistically you want to deposit out of your pants.
Only when you're in private on the toilet. That's the way I like it.
Well, I use the squatty potty, Beast.
Okay.
And get this, I have a bidet as well.
Okay, hey, everybody's got them these days, isn't it?
It's a great invention.
In the words of the one guy from Beer Fest, doesn't everybody?
Beast, do you have any of your own original quotes?
No. I studied from all my stars that I learned from. Because if you don't study this stuff in the years that come, where are you gonna be in the next 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years from now? Where are you gonna be? Because 50 years from now, where we're gonna be? We're going to be so high in technology that it's not even going to be funny. Our foods are going to look different. Sure, we got all these crazy devices like, let's see. We're going to have a weird-looking Android. Flip phones will be, extinct, which is right now extinct. VHS tapes will probably be into the ground.
Scale shit. You all have pissed me off so hard. This is where I'm drawing the line. Maybe it's time for me to leave, because this is really getting nowhere.
I already took a nice nap earlier, and I don't need another headache. So if you want to finish out the show, and let's get a winner today. Let's get
What
to
about
the winner.
what about the fact Gator spent $30 apparently on the
I
scale he sent you?
understand that, but what he's doing is I call that rather insulting. It was insulting to my intelligence, and it's zero tolerance.
But wait a
I have
second.
a-
If
have
you
zero
got on the
tolerance.
scale, wouldn't you be able to prove you're 259 and then people wouldn't have anything to say to you?
Are people this? You know what? Okay, I know where the nearest exit's at. That, as they all say, time for me to boost out.
Long as I can remember. Ever since I was a little boy, it was my dream to go to Hogwarts. People always told me, Beast, you're not a wizard, you don't know magic. But I said, I don't care, I'm doing it anyway.
Beast mode, but he's stuck in the attic, trying to do magic, just so tragic. Joey his page, he rides him automatic, calling just shows cause his life so static. Beast mode, but he's stuck in the attic, broom can't fly, he's snacking like a habit. Lonely as hell, but he stays so dramatic. Beast mode, but he's stuck in the attic. Yeah, we know Beast in the attic, snacking, trying to be a wizard, but the spells ain't happening. Calling just shows cause you need somebody. Never had pussy and you need a hobby. Never got respect and you live with mommy. Never had a neck even less than Bobby. Never worked hard so you look so sloppy. I'll never back off, see I swing like Rocky. Never slack off so I talk so cocky. Walk down the block like you hope it's not me. I talk a lot of shit cause I'm bold and stocky. Meet me at MetLife, I dare you stop me. Beast mode, but he's stuck in the attic, trying to do magic, it's so tragic. Joey his pig, he rides him automatic, calling just shows cause his life so static. Beast mode, but he's stuck in the attic, broom can't fly, he's snacking like a habit. Lonely as hell, but he stays so dramatic. Beast mode, but he's stuck in the attic.
Abracadabra. Obi-Wan Kenobi, you're my only hope.
Blitz BK with an absolute banger. Shout out to Blitz BK. All right, we are out of time, but we have to declare a winner in the Need More Calls Azie Award. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the Azie for Need More Calls is Genergy. 38% of the vote defeats We the People with 33%. Scott with 14 and Robert C. with 14. 254 votes were cast in this category's Azie Awards. Congrats to Genergy. Hopefully, Genergy could sneak out of work and call in this afternoon to give a victory speech in the Azie Awards. This afternoon, we'll be voting in the biggest prankster / pot stirrer. Looking forward to that. These are the 4 nominees for that, and I could even now tell you the honorable mentions for pot stirrer. Let me see. Is that an order here? Where is this? I don't have it in front of me. It's not organized by the J Quest by midnight. Honorable mentions. We don't even have honorable mentions for that one. So the one time I tried to give it. Anyway, I've spoken enough. We're back this afternoon. Dylan Terriman will join us in the 4 p.m. Eastern hour. So I'm looking forward to that. On that note, you guys are the greatest. Aaron Glenn signed jersey giveaway on the second show. So get ready, because someone's going to go home with Glenn Glory on his 53rd birthday. Until then, JETS, 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 Jets. Take it away, AG.
We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
Hey, here's the deal. Just got no chance unless you click on that like button. And you got to make sure you subscribe to the Jake Asman Show. You don't, you can get the fuck out. Now let's go, Asmaniacs. We're built for this shit.